said I need to get up on here because I was just thinking about this whole, the whole twin flame journey, right? And I'm like, why is the divine masculine so resistant to change? Like, why is the divine masculine so resistant to change? I mean, the feminine here, i.e. me, and all the other divine feminines, beautiful, wonderful, amazing, gorgeous, irresistible divine feminines out here. I mean, we can like literally have our pick of any man. And we have this pull and this draw to our divine masculine. Which, don't get me wrong, like, I am 100% on board with the transformation that has been happening, okay? Because without this wake-up call, I would say, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have the connection to my spirit team that I have now. Or maybe I would, just would have taken a lot longer. You know, it's definitely catapulted into what it's been, a very fast catapultation. Sure, why not? But I'm just like, you know, it's an interesting thing to witness, I would say. And it's an interesting thing to feel as well, because, like, here's the thing. I'm driving. The energy, you know, energetically, and I'm sure, like, I think a lot of divine feminines are in the same boat right now. If I had to guess, because I see so many, like, I don't read a lot of comments on things, but like the few comments that I've read, I'm like, this is wild. It sounds to me like the divine feminines are, a lot of us are experiencing the same things. Like, the divine masculine is, hold on, I think it's starting to wake up to what this is, at least in terms of, like, how they feel. I think before they were very resistant to how they were feeling, and I think now they're in a what word am I looking for? Like an inner feeling. They're more in that embodiment of like, okay, I definitely have feelings for divine feminine. I'm not resisting that, but what they are resisting is the union, right? And I think what's going on, if I had to take a wild guess, I think what's happening is, I think they are where we were, okay? This is what I'm thinking is going on. Because when we first came into this thing, let me just talk about myself. I feel like if I can talk about my experience, I think that a lot of other divine feminines can relate to my experience. But when I first came into this, I was very resistant because I'm like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way, okay? There's no way that I have feelings for this person. Like, what is this? What is this? And it took me a long time. It took me a long time. I think I was resistant for about a year. Probably about a year, maybe even a little bit longer than that. To where I was like, what is this? What is this? You know, like, I don't understand what this is. I mean, I didn't get it, because if any other feminines, divine feminines out there are like me, I didn't understand. Well, it's not that I didn't understand. Well, yes, I did not understand, because it's not, he was just not my, I mean, if y'all watch any of my other videos, a man was just not my type, okay? So there was that, and I was just like, no, you know, I was just very like shocked, okay? Shocked, to say at the very least. And so it took me a year to like come to terms with the fact that, like, okay, I have feelings for this person. Like, I think I like this person. Like, what? I think I like this person. And, you know, having to come into the idea that my identity, who I identified as my whole adult self, identity had to change, you know? And then after that came the realization that, like, this is deeper than just a crush, because I thought it was just a crush, you know? Even when I presented to him the first time, like, I have a crush on you, but I'm pretty sure it's going to pass. But I felt so compelled and pushed, almost like there was something within me that was just compelling me to tell this person, like, how I was feeling. I just could not get past the need to express myself. 444 on the license plate there. And so I did. And then after, like I said, after that, I started to come into the realization that it was more. It was more than just me having a crush on this man. And that took a long time for me. I mean, 2 years? No, maybe another year to like come to that like realization and be able to verbalize that, even to just myself. So I say all that to say, like, from the conversations plural that I've had with my divine masculine, I think that in probably where many of you other divine feminines have experienced in the conversations that you have either recently had or are about to have or are having right now with your divine masculine, is that they are battling a self-identity thing, being who they identified themselves to be versus who they are supposed to be becoming. And sometimes that, I think, is a very hard pill to swallow. Not that, I mean, maybe some of your divine masculines out there are having a what do you call that? What is that? A identity, like maybe they've been attracted to men, now attracted to, women. But I think it's, the bigger picture is becoming a divine masculine and not just a masculine is that's, as you feminines know, it's not an easy feat. I mean, you have to be willing to go through a dark night of the soul and, tackle your shadows. I mean, that part alone is wild. Okay. That part is probably the most difficult part of this journey so far, at least for me, is the multiple. I mean, it's not even just like you hear about people talking about the dark night of the soul, the dark night of the souls. I mean, you're not just going, it's not just a dark night of your current soul, it's a dark night of your past souls as well, in your ancestral souls. I mean, it's been a lot of clearing in the energy, the energetic body, the soul. I mean, it's a lot. And I think when you, at least for the divine masculine, if I had to take a guess, to come to the precipice or the edge of that and have to make a decision to jump, is not easy. I get that visualization of, if you've ever seen that movie, what is that movie? Oh my gosh, Divergent, where the first one, where they're like, I forget what that group was that she decided to be a part of, but they're right there at the edge of the building and they're like, you gotta jump. 888 on that thing. Anyway, they're like, you gotta jump. And everyone's like, what? jump down that dark hole into a nothingness, So, and it takes courage to be able to do that. It takes a lot of courage. So, I think for us, it's just continuing to stay in our divine feminine energy, rejecting the need to hold the masculine's hand and give them any advice. Because look, at the end of the day, like, that's not gonna help. They don't want to hear our advice, right? Like, because that doesn't help them ultimately. It's like one of those things, like, people, you can't change a person, right? A person has to want to change for themselves, and there's no amount of talking and convincing and energy giving that can change someone's mind if they don't want to change, right? And I think, it's important for us to ground our energy in ourselves so that we don't allow it to get lost in what the divine masculine has going on. They will figure it out. One way or another, they're going to figure it out, whether it's now, whether it's down the line, they're going to figure it out. But for us, I think and it's hard for me, and I'm telling myself this too. I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. Okay, this is going to be for me as well. Is to just hold on to, our values, hold on to our strength, lean into our creation, our creative energy, and try not, as we may, try not to allow the masculine to pull us back energetically, pull us down vibrationally, into whatever they've got going on. I think it's and here's the other thing, like my masculine, I don't know about y'all's, but I'm pretty sure y'all probably having the same issue, is, keeps communicating with me through songs, through dreams. Oh my gosh, especially when I try to like fully disconnect, the dreams they're on 1,000. Okay. I'm just like, come on, why 444 on the timer? They are, so y'all are likely going through this too, but we are going to hold strong feminines, okay? Divine feminines, we are going to hold strong. We're going to ground our energy, and we're going to allow the masculine to figure it out, okay? Anyways, this is just a quick video. I was thinking about it. I haven't done a video in a very long time, but there's been a lot energetically going on, and I feel like the Divine Feminine Collective needs a little bit of a check-in. We need to be able to lean on one another, okay, during these trying times, because we are ascending, we are changing, growing, evolving in the best ways possible, and the divine masculines taking their time to make their decisions cannot just drag us down. It just can't. So anyways, yes, that's it on my end. Bye.